Hello, how are you? Yes. No, I'm alright. It's been an interesting evening for me. In short, I'm not a racist. Now, judging from all the clown emojis on Instagram and YouTube and everywhere else, I've been cancelled. I wasn't going to make this video. I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not going to be disingenuous and say, oh, I'm so sorry, like, you know what I mean? But now that this whole situation's got the fucking traction that it's got, I do feel like I should at least explain myself, so that's what I'm going to do. First of all, the video that I uploaded tonight, I've had to delete. And I've deleted it for the sole reason that my friend in the video didn't want to be associated with the drama that's come from it. But I do want to be honest and clarify, that's the reason I've took the video down. I'm not trying to take some like moral high ground and like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I'm also not like trying to bitch out. I still stand by the fact that what I said was a joke. I still stand by the fact that the video was a joke video. That was all it was intended to be. I also just want to address this for anyone who isn't familiar with me and the sort of jokes I make, and people who may just come to all sorts of conclusions based off of jokes I've made or make that are quite often deliberately there to be offensive in nature. Earlier today, I uploaded a video where I made some jokes that obviously could have been seen as quite offensive, and apparently they fucking have. Right? Fucking understatement. But that is what they were, and that's all they were intended to be. Jokes. In my personal opinion, and from my own experience of being someone who does cross the line many, many times for arguably quite cheap jokes, but at the same time, because I know myself, and I know that I don't judge or dislike anyone based off their skin colour, based off their gender, sexuality, whatever it is. Because of that, I just have the belief that there's a big difference between making racial jokes and being an actual racist. Now, I know that's quite a hard pill for some people to swallow because some of you are just thick. Now, obviously, I understand not everyone shares the same humour as me. That's just how it fucking is. Not everyone thinks like I do, and some people take very, very offensive jokes at face value, and sometimes, in my opinion, add actual meaning to them when there isn't any intended meaning in the first place. It's just there to shock and to make you go, oh, fuck it, I can't believe he's fucking saying that, you know what I mean? Which is genuinely the sole intention. I want to shock people, I want to entertain people, and I want to do that by making the sort of jokes that you never really see people making anymore. Because they are risky jokes to make, they are bound to offend quite a few people, especially when a big light gets shined on them towards a group of people who, you know, aren't familiar with you or your humour, or who just have the, in my eyes, quite fucking moronic opinion that making a joke means that you must have a view that matches the joke you're making. A video that I uploaded today where I took the piss out of a few relevant topics and people like Basherverse, Trisha Paytas, Jake Paul, and Vidal Riley and Shannon Briggs' beef triggered a response from Vidal himself. And I'll be honest, he didn't seem impressed. He didn't. And he made that quite clear on his social media, you know what I mean? He made that quite clear. And at that point, I just got inundated with I got about 1,000 dislikes, give or take. A bunch of comments just tearing me apart, or clown emojis, both of which are equally as hurtful. And all in all, a well-deserved bit of extra traction. Fucking finally. Now, obviously, without taking the piss, I do like pushing the boat out as far as I can, purely to entertain the people who watch me. But sometimes, admittedly, I do tend to push that boat quite a bit too far out. That isn't my way of just being disingenuous and sitting here and trying to claim that I've got remorse for the jokes I made a few hours ago, because in all actuality, I don't. Like, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. If I had remorse for the jokes I was making, I wouldn't have uploaded the video. You know what I mean? But that, again, boils down to my very, very strong belief that there is a big difference between making jokes that in some cases are deliberately just meant to offend some people for the sake of making other people laugh, and having hatred for a certain group of people, which is what's being claimed about me. And I've seen quite a few people argue that I'm disguising blatant racism under the pretext of edgy jokes, which again, in my eyes, just isn't the case. I feel like it's very, very clear by my body language and the actual things I come out with that I'm trying to get laughs out of what I'm saying. I'm not trying to invoke hate. I do genuinely think it's quite clear to see that. I'm not going out there saying, oh, these people are terrible, I have something against these people. I'm making stereotypical fucking far out edgy jokes. You know, like, that is what I'm doing. And that, to me, is the defining factor between edgy jokes and blatant racism. And some people might actually see it, like, some people might actually just see it as racism. Some people might just have the fucking belief that if you make a gay joke, you're homophobic. If you make sexist jokes, you're sexist. And if you make racial jokes, you're racist. And although I don't fucking agree with you whatsoever, I do want to say to those people, if you have that fucking belief, it should be you either believe all of that or fucking none of it. If you're fine with someone making jokes about gay people, but you think that making jokes about someone's race equates to that person being racist, you've also got to stand by that you think making gay jokes makes that person homophobic. You could argue that because I've not experienced racism myself, my opinion on this doesn't have much weight. But admittedly, for the sake of my own image, because I don't just want people thinking I'm a racist when I'm not, and also for the sake of backing up my belief that you should be able to joke about anything, I will say that I don't think making racial jokes makes you a racist. But I also think that if you're making a joke in a certain context, you do have to accept that not everyone shares your humour. If I'm making these really fucking dark humoured, edgy jokes so publicly as well, I need to take responsibility for the fact that, yeah, fair enough, I could be offending people and I might get some backlash. Or a lot of fucking backlash, you know what I mean? So I accept that me saying this was probably bound to trigger some sort of response. And now because of that, you're going to get some people who dislike me. And that's fucking fine, that's just a part of it. It is literally no skin off my big nose. And look, my intention here isn't to like cry and piss and moan that I've got a bit of backlash tonight. I'm aware that the things I say are bound to piss people off, but I'll always defend my own right to make childish, edgy, fucking, arguably maybe shit jokes. Now, Vidal didn't really say much. He just tweeted a few emojis at me, posted an Instagram story that he's since deleted, and ignored my offer for an undercard. But that still was enough for quite a few people to really come at my throat, so fair play, mate. Fair play. Thank you for watching. Dislike this video if you think that I'm a racist, and like the video if you're smart enough to differentiate jokes from actual racism. Let's see what the consensus is. See you soon.